Have you ever fantasized at least once in your life of riding on the back of a camel, where the heat of the sun beating down on you as you travel along the desert and the silhouette of the pyramids are almost like a mirage in front of you? Well, sorry to bust your bubble, but Egypt is not all like that. Cairo, where the famous Giza pyramid complex is located, is a metropolitan area with a population of over 20 million people. It's the capital of Egypt, the largest city in the Arab world, and the sixth largest in the world. Since it's one of the busiest cities in Africa, like many other megacities, Cairo has its share of ups and downs. For tourists, it may be fun, a once-in-a-lifetime go-to destination, a place to cross off their bucket list. But if you're planning on living your life in Cairo, you might want to hold your horses and really think it over first. Yes, it is intriguing, but it can be a challenge and potentially overwhelming. So today, we're going over the 10 reasons not to move to Cairo, Egypt. But before we do that, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when we upload videos like this one. Number 10. You will be constantly asked for money. Now, for all of you Americans out there, tipping is the norm and you're pretty much used to it, right? But to all our non-American friends, it's an adjustment that you would have to make when you move to Cairo. Often referred to as baksheesh, you'll be asked to tip for everything, from a porter bringing your bag to your hotel room to someone handing you a paper towel in the bathroom. Actually, tip is not meant to be interpreted in the Western context, like tipping in the service industry, as it extends far beyond this. A gatekeeper will ask you for some money after opening a locked door, or a friendly local will look at you questioningly after showing directions when you were clearly lost. In some cases, a tip won't be explicitly asked, but it will definitely be expected. It can get pretty annoying being constantly asked for money for almost every little thing, but then again, what can you do? Even having someone take a photo of you will require baksheesh. But hey, at least make them work for it by asking for a couple of historical facts about the place you were visiting. Number 9. Aggressive street vendors who won't take no for an answer. The street vendors and hawkers in Cairo are out of control. Neither the night markets in Bangkok nor the bazaars in Istanbul can even come close to these guys. Sure, all of them will do anything to make you buy their stuff, but the ones in Cairo are truly next level. They will follow you, shout at you, push their merchandise in your hands claiming it's a gift, only to ask for a gift from your currency in return. If you make the mistake of showing even the slight interest in their goods, oh boy, you just got yourself a companion for hours. And the worst part is, they're everywhere. Camel ride, horse and carriage ride, camel photo, guide, photographer, souvenirs, water, you name it, someone is selling it. And selling it isn't the problem. The biggest problem is that no thank you is inadequate. Along with I don't have money, I don't have a ride, I'm okay really, for every rejection there is a counter. These guys are tenacious. Number 8. No matter what you do, you will get scammed. If you were able to successfully evade the street vendors, you still have to keep your eyes open and remain alert. Not that it will help you though. You'll be most likely to be taken advantage of in Cairo. You want to buy something and want to know the price for it? Good luck with that, because the price will be written in Arabic, so you'll pay whatever the seller wants you to pay. Think you're great at haggling? Sorry, but that's of no use in Cairo. You will overpay for pretty much everything. Basic stuff like bottled water and fruit, for tours and transport, even for taking advice on which rock to stand to make that photo that looks like you're touching the tip of the pyramid. You can even buy a sandwich from the same place 3 times and end up paying 3 different prices each time. Sure, it's not a Ponzi scheme where you'll be losing millions. Most of the time it's just cents, but the feeling of being taken advantage of is quite irksome. Number 7. The pyramids are anticlimactic. The iconic image of the pyramids with its backdrop of endless desert is pretty majestic, and it's no wonder that the Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. However, if you look a little closer, it loses some of its magnificent quality. In the shadow of the pyramids, camel owners seek shade for their animals on breaks, in between offering 15-minute rides at a cost around $30 US. Even having your photograph taken with one can cost around $10 US. Though the majority of the camels look healthy and well cared for, it's an activity that does not sit well with everyone. If you decide to go inside the Great Pyramid, which was built for King Khufu, prepare to be also underwhelmed. A fairly steep and slightly scary descent on a narrow wooden walkway will take you to the inner chamber. There, you'll be expecting to be blinded by a dazzling hall of treasures, right? Nah. It's just a tiny, airless, and threadbare room already stripped of its treasures thousands of years ago by opportunistic robbers. A little anticlimactic, don't you think? Number 6. You're definitely going to gain weight. Even though they have great access to fresh food, Cairo is still a very unhealthy city to live in. According to a survey by WHO, more than 62% of Egyptians are overweight. Moreover, Egypt has one of the highest child obesity rates in the world. It's no surprise though, almost everything is cooked in fat and fried in oil. They managed to even make healthy ingredients into a very high-calorie meal. Plus, fast food is everywhere. It's cheap, it's convenient, and it's delicious. Who cares if you gain a pound or two after a couple of days binging on fast food? You can always just exercise, right? Easier said than done. In Cairo, there are essentially no pedestrian sidewalks, so you'll hardly do any walking here. Guaranteed. Also, it's not advisable to walk on the street on your own, so unless you live in one of the more western and safer parts of the city, the only way to stay active is to buy a gym membership. Number 5. Egyptian drivers use their honks more than their brakes. Cairo has officially the craziest traffic out there. In some Southeast Asian countries, they also have crazy traffic, but at least people generally know that they just have to be brave and walk because the cars and scooters will know exactly when to stop. In Cairo, though, it doesn't work like that. Nobody will stop for you. You will simply get hit by a car if you are too slow or stop too late. There are hardly any traffic lights or rules. Even if there are any, they will just get ignored. Egyptian drivers don't tend to listen to some colorful lights telling them when to stop or go. Everybody does whatever they want on the road. Cairenes also constantly lean on their horns. So during the day, Cairo sounds like one big American wedding. At night, they don't even use their lights. The driving habits of the people in Cairo should make you think twice about relocating here, since they even make crossing the street a dangerous adventure. Number 4. Corruption is prevalent. Money definitely talks in Cairo. You can do pretty much everything if you have money here, and you don't even have to have a lot of it. Everything works through connections and money, both on high and low levels. Bribery, embezzlement, nepotism, you name it. You'll have no qualms about bribing a traffic cop. You'll learn how to pass a balled-up 5 Egyptian pound note into his palm at the traffic signal, while appearing to cruise past with an arm casually extended out of your car window. Sure, if you think that's okay, then go right ahead and move to Cairo. You'll fit right in. But if you still have some sort of moral compass, then it would be better for you to move somewhere else. Number 3. And so's sexual harassment. Just recently, Cairo was named the most dangerous city in the world for women, even worse than Delhi in India and Karachi in Pakistan. The study includes many different aspects of living in the city as a woman, but sexual harassment is one of the major reasons for this so-called win. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, jeans and a sweater, or a veil, you are an object of harassment. Around 94% of women in Egypt have been a victim of physical sexual harassment as well. Even being in an Uber can be unsafe. Some drivers will lock the doors with a woman alone in the car and ask for sex. There's even an experiment made, wherein a young man dressed himself up in loose women's clothing and a wig, and then took to Cairo's streets during broad daylight. The camera captured every moment he was verbally and sexually harassed, which did not change even after he covered his hair with a scarf to become a veiled girl. That's the reality for a woman living in Cairo. Egyptians really do have a bad reputation with sexual harassment. This is mostly due to closed culture kinds and lack of education on the proper ways to treat women. Number 2. It's filthy. Cairo is dirty. And not the casual plastic bag and burger wraps on Saturday morning dirty. Like really, really dirty. Mountains of garbage are just piled up between the roads, hucksters are selling fruits and juices in front of oceans of trash, and no one seems to care. This seems to root from lack of education on keeping their surroundings clean. They have the mentality that when they have something to throw away, just throw it on the street, no questions asked. And this can mean anything. Empty bottles, magazines, ice cream cups, wrappers, you name it. On top of that, there's the desert dust. Every building, car, food stall, even souvenirs are covered with a thick layer of dust. Still doesn't stop the street food vendors to touch all of your food without gloves, of course, but anyway, pollution is a major problem in Cairo. You will find that everything is covered in a disgusting grayish-brownish dusty color. And by everything, we mean everything. Even the garbage. Number 1. You have to get used to Egyptian time. One thing Egyptians are not capable of even if their lives depend on it, aside from maybe driving more carefully, is showing up on time. You get to the cafe at 3 p.m. but wait till 5 p.m. for your friend to arrive. Why? Egyptians, that's why. When you're dealing with Egyptians, there is nothing called punctual. That word doesn't even exist in their dictionary. Don't believe them when they say 5 minutes and I'll be there. It's a total lie. 5 minutes can range between still in bed to 30 minutes far from your destination, but never 5 minutes away. And there you have it, the 10 reasons not to move to Cairo, Egypt. Now tell me, would you still want to live in Cairo? Or have you maybe already experienced living in the city? If so, share with us your experience, whether it's good or bad, and tell us in the comments section below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you will be updated on our future fun videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.